Good evening. It's December 28th today. I hope everyone had a great Christmas and coming up on hopefully what's going to be a happy new year for everyone. I'm just sitting down tonight going through the last little bit of whitetail video. It's actually Jordan's hunt that I'm editing right now. And he got quite a bit of video, but I'll be honest, there's not a whole lot that I can use, and not because he can't run the camera. He's okay at running the camera, but as you guys are, what you're going to see is compared to the spots that I have hunted in the past, or when Crystal and I are out, you know, we're looking over usually fairly long fields of view. Not Jordan. Jordan is looking at a spot where he can see, I think, maybe 50, 60, 70 yards at most. I think 70 yards is probably, that's probably too far. Probably 50, 60 yards at the most. It's thick, but the reason he hunts it is because the deer are going through there quite a bit. Now what he's got going is he's got an alfalfa field directly to his right, so that would be to the west of him, and then he's got this big swamp muskeg out kind of in front and then off to the left of him. And in between that alfalfa field and that swampy muskeg stuff is a real thin patch of poplar that kind of separate the field from the swamp, and that's where he set up right on the edge of that poplar stand. And these deer, they kind of travel back and forth through there when they're coming or going from feed, and during the rut the bucks actually travel quite a bit through that stretch. What they do is they'll scent check the field, or they'll scent check the muskeg swampy area where some of the deer are bedding, depending on which way the wind is blowing. So we're going to get into it here. Jordan starts hunting on November the 12th, and he sits the 12th, the 13th. He doesn't see a deer. Again, like it's not because he's hunting a bad spot. It's just because it's a tight spot. And in order to see a deer, it's got to be pretty much right on top of him. So we'll pick up his hunt here on November 14th. He's in the stand, and here we go.
Well, finally see some deer. It was first two. Pretty sure it was a doe and a fawn from last year. They came into that scrape, and then they stood there looking out back towards in front of me and kind of to my left, and they came out this way towards me, and then there was a fox that come up the trail, and they kind of went down behind me. I never saw them again. About 5 minutes later, I had two bigger does come up the trail, hit that scrape. Then by the time I actually seen them, because that scrape's kind of, I have to look around my blind spot here. By the time I seen them, they were already walking away. So I got video of the last one walking there. So seen 4 does though, so that's good. As long as those does stay in the area, they'll go into heat and bring in some bucks hopefully. I mean, there's bucks in this area. There's scrapes everywhere, so just have to start seeing them.
So you guys can see what I mean. That's a pretty tight spot that he's hunting there. And really, you know, it's a good spot. The deer do travel through there, back and forth from the bedding area to the field, but the bucks do cruise through that spot during the day at times. There are scrapes. There's a spruce tree kind of out in front of where his blind is. He has a big scrape right underneath that spruce tree. And the bucks, the does, they do visit that scrape from time to time. But it's just such a tight spot with not a lot of traffic through there. I give him a lot of credit for sticking it out. So anyways, he hunts the 16th, the 17th, I believe. He had to go back to work. He hunted the 27th, called into work again on the 28th. Was up for a full 24 hours before he could get back in the blind in the morning of November the 29th, second last day of the season. He's tired. He's probably thinking of, you know, how good it would be to be in bed. But again, give him full credit. He's out there November 29th. Here we go.
Well, good morning. Second last day of November. Gotta get down to the wire here. So, there's been deer crossing through here near the daylight hours now. I don't know why it's been so late, but it is what it is, I guess. Man. No way. No way. I just shot double trouble. I just shot the buck with a double main beam. Man, the last 10 minutes have been unreal. I had a doe run through with a spiker chasing her. It happened so fast I couldn't get the camera on him, really. And then double trouble comes out of nowhere. Right to the scrape. Hammered him. And he is down literally 20 yards in front of me. It could not work out any more perfect. Oh, this year has been a grind. He's not a huge buck, but he's got a nice 4 on the one side. And he's got a weird 4 on this side with really small points, but then he has another main beam coming off with a split at the end. So I'm pretty sure it's him anyway. I mean, I told myself that any decent buck today or tomorrow would do for the freezer, so kind of getting down to the end of the wire. Wasn't looking for anything huge, so just try to fill the freezer up with some meat, and it's a cool looking deer, and second last day, got her done. That is awesome. Watch the video here and go put our hands on him. Well,
Here it is, you guys. My 2022 whitetail. Double trouble. Just a nice 4-point on this side. Well, sticker coming off his eye guard there, and then his main beam, not too much for points on it. Like, it's got a small little brow tine. Looks like he broke this off fighting. Same with this point here. And then this is interesting. It's got us a big main beam coming off there. Looks like he broke that off fighting too. So it's a warrior of a deer. Couldn't be any more happier. It's a fun season, and can't wait to get this guy in the freezer and start eating some steaks. So hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. See you all next year.